1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Same thing, back chair.
1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Faculty Marshal, I now open the 2019 Thiel College Commencement exercises. Please remain standing for the invocation delivered this afternoon by Interim Pastor Brian Riddle.
Let us pray. Lord God, we rejoice today over the wonderful accomplishments of discipline, determination, and self-sacrifice that have led to this day of college graduation for these students. It has been a great gift from you that they were able to learn from experts and teachers in their chosen field, and that they are now prepared to give of themselves in service in the realms of business, the academic world, the arts, science, lives of service. As they deliberate over life-changing decisions about jobs, careers, homes, marriages, and family, may they seek and find your guidance. Fill our graduates with gratitude, humility, love, and faith. Teach them how to pray. Give them spiritual wisdom and discernment, understanding and grace. Help them to hear your voice above the voices of fear and doubt. Teach them the joys of service and generosity. Help them learn from their mistakes and failures. Show them where to go for help when they need it. Our greatest prayer for them today is that they continue to be lifelong learners who recognize their need to constantly discover more about you, the world you have graciously given us, and all of your beloved people. We are aware that as we pray our graduates' future into your hands, you are placing the future of your world and your kingdom into their hands. Bless and guide them in this journey, and sustain these graduates and all who gathered here with your love. We pray to you these things, O God, trusting in you, the author and sustainer of all life. Amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Pastor Riddle. As chair of the Thiel College Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2019 commencement ceremony. I congratulate you on your academic co-curricular accomplishments. Today is a time of celebration, and your Thiel community, we, the Board of Trustees, President Traverso, Cabinet, faculty, staff, and students applaud your accomplishments. We just completed your second journey as a class along Brother Martin's Walk. For the majority of you, it was as first-year students the first time you marched that path. For others, as you transferred to Thiel, you walked along Brother Martin's Walk, a trip you took with strangers. Though you did not know one another, you shared a bond. Each of you had a common purpose, a shared dream of a degree from Thiel College. With that first walk, you joined the Thiel College community, an exclusive and diverse group that has been strengthened by your engagement. Today, as we moved through the historic tree-lined path, you made the journey with friends, brothers, sisters, teammates, mentors, advocates, and people with whom you have built bonds that will last lifetimes. I urge you to enjoy this moment, to allow yourself to feel the pride of knowing that the achievement of a degree from Thiel College has prepared you for what lies ahead. I am proud to have taken that final march on Brother Martin's Walk with you and look forward to seeing what each of you accomplish while leading lives of meaning and purpose. I urge you to use your gifts to better the communities to which you belong and the world. It is now my pleasure to introduce our leader of the Thiel College community, President Susan Traverso, and congratulations to you, the class of 2019.
What a day, graduates. As president of Thiel College, it is both an honor and a privilege to address you today. Today is a celebration of your achievements. To the parents and families of the graduates, let me congratulate you as well. Without your support, today would not be possible. In thinking about today's commencement, an event welcoming Mr. Bill Strickland as commencement speaker and Mr. Mark Nordenberg from the class of 1970 and trustee emeritus, I was struck, and I'm struck again this morning, by the importance of the sense of community and belonging. As humans, we need to belong to one another, to our friends, to our families, to our culture, to our country, to our world. Belonging is a fundamental sense. It gives us a fundamental sense of happiness and well-being. Both Mr. Nordenberg and Mr. Strickland have dedicated their lives to building and supporting and belonging to strong communities. Today, graduates, you have belonged at Thiel College and will continue as members of this strong community throughout your lives. Each of your stories is unique, but together you have added a chapter to the history of Thiel College. Thiel is a better place because you, the class of 2019, were here. Your professors, your coaches, your classmates, your teammates have connected you to each other and to Thiel. The Thiel community welcomed you, you became part of this community, and you have welcomed others. As your personal stories continue with graduate school and into careers, I would ask that you continue to be community builders yourselves. Be curious about others, open to new ideas, and be a force for good. At Thiel, you have been part of an inclusive learning community. It is time now for you to create communities beyond Thiel, knowing that as alumni, you will always remain connected to Thiel. I am so proud of each and every one of you. Congratulations, class of 2019. I now invite Mr. Mark Nordenberg to introduce and present Mr. William Strickland, who will receive an honorary degree.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, President Traverso and Chairman Hudson, for inviting me to be a part of this special gathering today. I stand before you, as the President indicated, a proud member of the Thiel College Class of 1970. Unless my math major skills have completely left me, and despite my youthful appearance, that means 49 years have passed since I was sitting in the seats now occupied by the members of this year's graduating class. Over the course of those 5 decades, and through my service in a wide range of positions, the learning and growth experiences that I had here at Thiel have been a regular source of support for me. I know the same will be true for each of you, and so as you move out into the world, a world of wonderful opportunities, work hard and aim high, knowing that those opportunities are within your reach, opportunities that will position you to do well for yourselves and also to do good for others. The speaker at my commencement ceremony was a distinguished physician named Paul Kaplan. Dr. Kaplan is an amazing person in a range of ways. He kept his medical practice going until he was 96. He currently is 105, and he recently received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Pitt Medical School. I was reminded of our joint appearance here in Greenville 49 years ago when Dr. Kaplan approached me at an event I was hosting, presented the program from that commencement, and declared that he and I were Thiel classmates. I repeat that story now because in a few moments you'll have the chance to hear from an extraordinary human being, Bill Strickland, somebody you will want to remember and you will want to be able to claim as your classmate. By his own account, Bill was not a highly motivated high school student. But all that began to change when he passed by an open doorway one morning and saw a teacher at work at a potter's wheel. Curious, he wandered inside, asked if he could have a turn, and was hooked. Not too long after that, this same teacher grabbed him by the arm, dragged him to the Pitt campus, looked into his eyes and pointedly said, "Young man, you are going to college." Bill now says with a smile that he is the only student in the 232-year history of Pitt who was admitted on academic probation, graduated with honors, was elected to the Board of Trustees, and received an honorary doctoral degree. Amazingly, while he was still an undergraduate at Pitt, and at a time when riots sparked by the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. were roiling many communities, including the north side of Pittsburgh, Bill founded the Manchester Craftsman Guild there, wanting to give kids in his neighborhood the same chance he had to be inspired by the beauty of art and to feel its transforming power on the quality and direction of his life. Just a few years after founding the Manchester Guild, Bill assumed control of the struggling Bidwell Training Center, also on Pittsburgh's north side. Under his leadership, Bidwell has played a key role in training thousands of people, many of whom would have been dismissed by others as unemployable. Today's Manchester Bidwell complex is both a hub of activity and a place of tranquility. It includes a 350-seat auditorium that is home to a critically acclaimed series of jazz concerts. In fact, recordings produced there have already won 5 Grammys. It also includes a 40,000 square foot greenhouse where orchids and hydroponic vegetables are grown. 4 Harvard Business School case studies have focused on the work of Bill Strickland, tying him with Steve Jobs, and knowing Bill, I know that he intends to break that tie. The interest that other communities had shown in replicating Bill's work led him to establish the National Center for Arts and Technology in 2007. Its facilities now can be found in wide-ranging locations from nearby Sharon to Chicago to San Francisco and to Akko, Israel, where Jewish and Muslim students study together. Among literally dozens and dozens of other honors, Bill has received a MacArthur Foundation Genius Award, the Key to the City of Pittsburgh, which is rarely given, the Goy Peace Award, which is presented annually in Tokyo, and the Coming Up Taller Award, which was presented to him at the White House. Of particular importance today because Thiel's late board chair, Glenn Johnson, and his wife, LaVon, have been such dedicated supporters of the college, Bill also received the Exemplary Leadership Award from the Johnson Institute for Responsible Leadership at Pitt. And Bill has been tapped by presidents and governors of both political parties to serve on important committees in Washington and in Harrisburg. Bill Strickland has crafted a life grounded in his belief in the basic goodness of people. He has devoted his life to helping thousands of people unlock their inherent potential. And the institutions that he has founded and nurtured are driven by two basic values: that every person, whatever his or her station in life, should have frequent exposure to the uplifting forces of beauty, and that every person should have a life that is enriched by the dignity that comes from doing worthwhile work. Today it is our good fortune that Bill Strickland is here to receive an honorary degree and to share some thoughts with you. It is my great privilege to present my longtime friend and your soon-to-be classmate, Bill Strickland.
President Traverso, can you bring the candidate forward? By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, by their actions, I confer upon you, Dr. William Strickland, the degree Doctor of Humanities, honoris causa, with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto pertaining. Friends, please join me in congratulating Dr. William Strickland.
It's nice to be recognized, but it's also nice to have filled in a part of my story today that has troubled me or been on my mind for a long time. There were actually two universities that I applied to. One was Thiel. The other was Pitt. And for years, I could not understand completely why Thiel until today. There was a spirit that attracted me to this school, and I don't know where it came from. But Dr. Traverso explained to me who Reverend Passavant was, and now the picture's clear. It was the spirit of this place that brought me north, and I'm very glad to have finally discovered why. So to be able to stand here in this moment, it's closed a chapter that has hounded me for many years. And while I understand that, I also understand that the spirit of Reverend Passavant has not diminished from the time I applied to this college. because I experienced it today, and I'm experiencing it right now with all of you. To Dr. Traverso's credit and the board and trustees, Dr. Passavant, Reverend Passavant, is alive and well, and his spirit is in this room. So for me to be honored in the spirit of this man is extraordinary. And I'm very grateful. In fact, I am in love with this school. I was then, I am now. And when I met Dr. Traverso, she instantaneously became a good friend. And this is long before an honorary degree was even thought about, started to form a friendship that I believe is going to last for at least a long time. Because somehow the spirit of Reverend Passavant is alive and well in your president. So, to President Traverso, the board, the faculty, parents, and students, I am very honored to have been selected by a special recognition of my work in Pittsburgh at Manchester Bidwell Corporation. I have literally spent all of my adult years working to lessen or eliminate the corrosive effects of poverty on the lives and spirits of those less fortunate than the students graduating from Thiel College today. In an almost ironic twist of fate, Chancellor Emeritus Mark Nordenberg and I were applicants to Thiel at roughly the same period of time. I chose to attend the University of Pittsburgh, where I began serving as a board member when Mark performed brilliantly as our chancellor. And now, many years later, to be standing on the same podium with him is a demonstration that good people end up oftentimes in the same place, although oftentimes through different paths. As a further illustration of what's turning out to be a lifelong friendship between Mark and I, he agreed upon his retirement as chancellor to join my board of directors in Pittsburgh. Never wanted to miss an opportunity for a sale. The minute that he announced his departure from Pitt, I was in his office asking him to join my board. And he did, with one provision, that he and I be allowed to build centers of hope in Pennsylvania, replicating the idea of Manchester Bidwell in communities with economic hardship through Pennsylvania. To date, we have 12 centers open and operating, getting the same outcomes as Pennsylvania is getting in Pittsburgh. One of those centers is in Israel, where we have Jews and Arabs going to school together and getting along fine. Someone asked me, where is the security system in your center in Israel? And I said, it's called the student body. There is no security system. And I had the chance to meet a fellow named Shimon Peres before he died. He had planned to come to the opening of our center in Israel. but God had other plans, and he didn't make it. But his spirit is there, just like Reverend Passavant's spirit is here. And so we now have centers in Brockway, Sharon, Tom, raise your hand. That fellow is our CEO in Sharon. And we have plans to build 4 more centers in Titusville, Westmoreland County, Lancaster, and Erie, just like Pittsburgh. These centers specialize in providing hope and opportunity for those who have lost their way. These are people who have totally been left behind. They have lost hope, which in my view is a form of cancer of the human spirit. The good news is that the centers are successful, and we are finding employment for over 85% of our graduates, now capable of earning a living wage and supporting their families. But I am certain that President Traverso and Mark would agree there are literally thousands more who are desperately needing this help, which is why I'm here today, in disguise. I did not come up here just to receive an honorary doctorate. I came up here to recruit you to our team to build centers across Pennsylvania yesterday. The effort has got to accelerate. Through the efforts of President Traverso, Thiel is already underway in partnership with our center in Pittsburgh, and much more in the future. This is very exciting news. I believe, however, that we need to do something to erase the dramatic decline in high school graduation rates. Philadelphia, for example, has a 50% dropout rate amongst its students, and Pittsburgh, while improved in its performance, has not improved in terms of employment for its graduates. This is unsustainable. We can't continue to live like this. The same story can be told in a lot of school districts across Pennsylvania, involving many thousands of students. So I am asking for your help in changing those odds. I believe the education you have received here today means by definition you are now well equipped to change this conversation, and I'm asking for your help on behalf of people who are not here today because they're struggling to figure out how to survive and to cure the cancer that's in their spirits. The good news is I have talked with people who are personally involved with their care in the healthcare industry, who routinely have the experience of detoxifying babies in the neonatal unit of birthing suites because they were born into the world already addicted to opiates. Thiel College, on the other hand, is a place literally of sunlight, intelligence, and hope. And I believe that this is all that is needed if it's administered in major doses over a sustained period of time. I want to tell you a story that's not in my prepared remarks. I received a double lung transplant 3 years ago, courtesy of UPMC. And I was probably scheduled to die. But through the offices of some extraordinary physicians, I was given a chance to live. And I'm here today because of those extraordinary physicians. And one woman, a nurse, overburdened, overworked, who passed by my door when I was in recovery. And she said, "You look frightened," because I had all these drugs going through my body. And she said, "What are you feeling?" I said, "I don't think I'm going to see the sun come up in the morning." She said, "Well, we're going to see it come up together because I'm not going to leave you." And little Emily stopped her rounds and she held my hand until the sun came up. And I prayed and rediscovered God that day. And I prayed to he or she that if I were spared, I would devote my life to the alleviation of human suffering, no matter where in the world it was, and so far it appears that my offer has been accepted. My mother, who you unfortunately will never meet, implanted a gene at the base of my brainstem that prevents me from blocking out images of human suffering. And so 3 weeks ago, I was with the Dalai Lama in India. And the Dalai Lama and I came to an agreement that I would build a center with him for the Tibetan people. And he had expected me to say, "We're going to build it in India because that would be the safe play." I said, "No, sir, we're going to build it in Tibet because you're the Dalai Lama of the Tibetan people." He put a prayer cloth around my neck and never wanted to miss an opportunity for a sale. I said to His Holiness, "If I build it, you got to come cut the ribbon." And he agreed. So it's game on with the Dalai Lama. My mother created in me a spirit that responded to Dr. Passavant's call long before I even really appreciated who this man was. I was reminded of who he was today in anticipation of receiving this award. But this gene that my mother implanted in my brainstem prevents me from blocking out images of human suffering. And so when I see the kids in Puerto Rico dying in their mother's arms because they couldn't get enough food to eat, I don't sleep well at night, or the kids in Rwanda. And so I promised my mother, and I'm promising you, that if you will continue to be the wonderful people that you obviously are, and live the lives that everybody on this podium is expecting you to live, we may be able to make a big dent in this suffering. The other thing I'll mention to you is the honorary degree that I really want to get is the one that I will receive someday, I hope, from an outfit called Braniff Airlines. Very few people know I used to fly airplanes for a living. I think I'm the first and only ceramic artist ever to fly a 727 and live to tell the tale. And in the simulator, where you have to go to prove that you can fly the thing, there are only two grades, S and U, unsatisfactory, satisfactory. When I go to Washington, D.C., I always make it a point of going to visit Robert Kennedy's grave. You have to go look for it. There's no mausoleum, there's no eternal candle. There's just a little cross, about that big. All I want out of this world, the honorary degree I want from all of you, is an S. I did my job. I honored my mother. I honored Reverend Passavant. And I'm honoring you today. And hopefully I'll have the capacity to do that for as long as God has in mind for me. And the conferring of this honorary degree is a sign that I made the right decision and I'm obviously in the right place at the right time. God bless you, and thank you for listening to what I had to say today.
And now the very talented members of the Thiel Choir will perform two choral pieces.
Thank you, choir. As chair of the faculty, it is my pleasure to introduce Kristen Kinner and Jake Morgan, who will be presenting the senior class gift to President Traverso. Kristen is president of the senior class, and Jake played a leading role in the senior gift process.
President Traverso, members of the Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, staff, family, and friends. On behalf of the class of 2019, I would like to thank you for your participation in this very special occasion with us, and more importantly, for providing us the support, opportunity, and belief in us to reach this once-in-a-lifetime accomplishment. My name is Kristen Kinner, and as president of the senior class, I have the privilege of presenting President Traverso with the senior class gift. The tradition of providing a senior class gift was developed by students as a way of the graduating class to leave their mark and legacy behind. As the class of 2019 will soon transition momentarily from being students to joining the ranks of our alumni, our gift will symbolize our continued love for Thiel College and our class's new tradition of philanthropy for our alma mater.
My name is Jacob Morgan, and as the lead member of the class gift committee, I'm very proud to share. I apologize. We're gonna give this a restart, just real quick. I apologize. My name is Jake Morgan, and as the lead member of the class gift committee, I'm very proud to share that a large percent of our class had an input in the selection process and the donation for this gift. We were able to raise funds for an upgrade to the academic center. This is the first step towards our philanthropic endeavors with the college. The gift that we have chosen is to leave the college with a conversation area for all Tomcats to utilize. Our hope is that this gift will serve as a popular hangout space for students so that they may embrace the greatness of one another's company, and that it will be a destination for alumni and other guests to enjoy and relax in the sights and sounds while visiting our beautiful campus. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2019. Go out into the world and be the change.
Jake, Kristen, it is my great pleasure to accept this wonderful gift as we look to a new academic center. The class of 2019 will always forever be in that center. It is a sign of your commitment and your philanthropy. Well done, class of 2019.
Our senior orator this afternoon is Elizabeth Grasso. Elizabeth is a criminal justice and sociology major with a minor in business administration. She is involved with several organizations on campus, including the Thiel Tomcat Marching Pride and the Student Government Association. Elizabeth plans to pursue a career in financial planning with New York Life and wishes to continue her involvement with music and the arts. She would like to thank those who have persevered with her throughout her college career. Without all of you, she would not be the person she is today.
I feel tall now. All right. Dr. Traverso, members of the Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, staff, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the class of 2019. I am grateful for this opportunity to address you on such a joyous and important occasion. Let's take a deep breath, Tomcats. It's our graduation day. We never saw it coming, but we're trying not to blink. It'll be over in a flash. Since we're officially out of college and on our way towards the rest of our lives, we should take a moment to reflect on the past 4 years. What did we learn from our journey? Well, of course, we gained degrees in a plethora of subjects and acquired usable job skills for the workplace. That was priority number one. But beyond our purely academic pursuits, with what has the Thiel experience equipped us? We have learned in our past 4 years at Thiel that we can think for ourselves, dream for ourselves, and craft who we want to be with our own 2 hands. We learned that through trial and error, we can become better people. We experienced heartbreak and abandonment, but we also experienced joy and companionship. Those experiences, positive and negative, made us more resilient. They helped us grow as people. We were brave enough to see past the chaos of now and peer into the world of what can be. We came to Thiel because we wanted a diverse education. We wanted a small and dependable community to lean on when life became unbearable. We craved rich personal interactions with others that would simultaneously teach us so much about ourselves. We discovered new depths to our personalities and pushed our limits until we hurt. We were challenged. And because we were challenged, we grew. Ladies and gentlemen, this graduation ceremony is one summit of many that we will experience in our lives. This is the highest point in our college education and academic perseverance to date. We have conquered a mountain of work that seemed daunting just 4 years ago. I feel anticipation and thirst for what is to come after this day for all of us. I also feel the bittersweet pain of having to move on and close this chapter in our lives. If you are to internalize one piece of advice from this speech, I'd want it to be this. Don't let others define who you are, and don't let others control your life. Learn to trust yourselves and your abilities, but also remember to be coachable. There will always be room in your brains to add more information and form new ways of seeing the world. For this to happen, you must remain open to challenging your current beliefs in a world that wants you to become a victim of passing circumstance. Understand that the person you were before you came to college gave you a great foundation for developing who you are now. And it's okay to change. Make decisions that scare you and learn to say no. Incredible things can happen when you put yourself out there. There's a quote that I refer to when I feel overwhelmed, which is quite often. It goes like this: a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action becomes reality. What do you want your reality to be? Well, sure, you can go with the flow and see what happens. Or you can take an active role in your development as a young person. Generate some ideas, cross some boundaries, and scrap the whole plan. It's never too late to start or to start over. Take charge of your lives, work to make yourself stronger, and seek to encourage the development of those around you. Make a mess of things and have something to show for it. Congratulations to all of this year's graduates. Carry with you the spirit of Thiel College and know in your hearts that you will always be welcome here. In conclusion, Tomcats, I ask you, what will you make of your 9 lives? Thank you.
It is my privilege to ask the following students who have earned the top rankings in their class to please come to the stage in the following order, using the steps to your right, and to remain on the stage after you have received your award. Will the following students please come forward? Thomas Fisher, Erica Highwiller, Brittany Jackson, Evan Euchre, Terry Eddy. It is the distinction of degree-granting academic institutions to recognize those students who have achieved a grade point average of 4.0 and to grant them the title of valedictorian. Today we honor with the title of valedictorian the following students: Thomas Fisher, Erica Highwiller, Brittany Jackson, and Evan Euchre. It is also the distinct privilege of degree-granting academic institutions to recognize the student who has achieved the second highest grade point average and to grant, in this case her, the title of salutatorian. Today we honor, with a GPA of 3.9931, our salutatorian, Terry Eddy. Students, congratulations for your academic honor and for the integrity you have rendered to academia, to yourselves, to your class, and to Thiel College. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree, the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree, and the candidates for the Associate of Arts degree please rise? President Traverso, on behalf of the faculty, I have the privilege to present the candidates for the conferring of these degrees. We will ask the graduates to come forward to receive their degrees. The marshals will call you forward by row. I draw your attention to the table of flowers to my right. The flowers presented to each graduate by Damon Taylor, President of the Alumni Board, and assisted by Mr. David Hummel, the Director of Alumni Relations, symbolize each candidate's transition from a Thiel student to a Thiel alumnus or alumna. Graduates are encouraged to bestow their flower upon a family member or other mentor they especially wish to thank for the success this day represents. In order for us to hear each candidate's name as it is called, I would ask that we hold our applause till all the names have been called. I assure you that we have ample opportunity to celebrate this outstanding group of students when all graduates have received their diplomas and returned to their seats. We now ask for the first row to remain standing and the other rows please be seated. You ready? Farouk Aguirre. Peyton Nicole Allen, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Katie Lynn Altman. Matthew Ryan Babaget, cum laude. Ryan Richard Ball. Nicholas Joseph Barca. Samantha Lynn Beers. Nicholas Adam Black. Abigail Teresa Bowser. Philip Randall Brewer, cum laude. Alonzo Devon Brown, cum laude. Isabella Elizabeth Bungo, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Jessica Lynn Campbell. Katie Scarlett Campbell. Rachel LeRae Castile. Camilio Cianci III. Christian Scott Conrad. Brendan Timothy Cusick. Cody Jeffrey Dennis. Anthony Joseph Donnarumma. Dalton John Dubrowski. Cole James Deskey. Samantha A. Duty. Terry Marie Eddy, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Brandy Jade Erdman. Shondell Cortland Evans II. Joshua Marlin Evgene. Tyler Joseph Fetchu. Michael Malik J. Fisher. Thomas John Fisher, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Brandon Michael Forrester. Nicholas Kenneth Fox. Shelby Elizabeth Ferdell, magna cum laude. Madison Lee Fulmer, cum laude. Caleb Lewis Garvey, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Brianna Mikkel Gibbs. Elizabeth Ray Grasso, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Corinne Lee Hankin, cum laude. Madeline Sue Harding, magna cum laude. Hung Yu Hu, magna cum laude. Erica Danielle Highweller, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Kyle Jordan Hockenberry. Nancy Ann Haritz, summa cum laude. Z. Chen Wang, cum laude. Matthew Brian Hilquist. Brittany Nora Jackson, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Timothy Juan Jackson. Macy Nicole Jordan, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Jessica Regan Kelly, magna cum laude. Kristen May Kinner, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Cassandra Lynn Coe. Ashley Lauren Kozer, cum laude. Min Koi Dun Lam, cum laude. Rachel Catherine Lachlan. Megan Ann Lee, magna cum laude. Angela Nicole Lupani. Samuel Peterman Livingston, cum laude. Eleni Nicole Loudon, magna cum laude, and Kelton Luden Dewing. Danielle Nicole Lucido, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Destin Allen Maines. Ashley Renee Mengel. Jordan Ashley McCoy. Colton Paul McCrite, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Devin James McDonough. Jason Anthony Miller. Grant Alexander Milne, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Vincent Anthony Meon, summa cum laude. Eric Michael Mitchell. R. Romano Andrew Mitchell. Jaime O. Montalvo, Jr. Jacob Michael Morgan. Hans Guthrie Myers. Jacob David Perry Neighbor. Cameron Boyd Neal. Amain Ganhazen Nagash. Matthew Weston Nuss, cum laude. Jessica Marie Orzik, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Brady Irene Osborne, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Daniel Patrice. Blake Robert Peace. David Stanley Pugh III. UNQ, magna cum laude. Jordan Lee Ransom. Miranda Jean Reisman, magna cum laude. Joelle Nicole Wrights, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Hannah Catherine Rossman, cum laude. Gino Anthony Russo. Randy Santorelli, cum laude. Paige Catherine Shear. Jody Maxwell Shinkovic. Annika Marie Schul, summa cum laude. Atit Kar Shergill. Olivia Jane Sidley, magna cum laude. Cody Sines. Paul Anthony Civi. Jamie M. Summers. Jeffrey Jack Staley. Zachary Thomas Stiglitz, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Alexander Paul Strike, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Desmond Tyreek Stewart. Zachary Thomas Sumner. Tom Yu Sun. Brody Ryder Suter. Eunice Zin Ning Than, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Haley Marie Tokic, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Ashley Faith Mojica Torres. Desiree Suzanne Totten, magna cum laude. Tyler Jacob Van Dyke. Jessica Sue Vormelker, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Kamal Mackenzie Wagner. Brianna Ruth Walkup. Justin Michael Walter, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Nicholas Allen Watson, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Emily Rebecca Waxter. Tanya Autumn Wirtz. Tanira Venice Williams, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Jamie Lynn Wolf, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Paul Glenn Wodas, cum laude. Evan Richard Euchre, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Shane Robert Charles Young. Sadai Zen. Joshua Glenn Zinsmeister. Dustin Neil Slomani.
Will the class of 2019 please stand? Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Thiel College and with the approval of the Board of Trustees, you are accorded the degrees to which you are entitled with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto pertaining. Having your degrees, you may now move your tassel from the right side of your cap. Please join me and the entire Thiel community in congratulating our newest alumni, the class of 2019.
Before we conclude this afternoon, I have a couple of announcements. After the convocation, please remain in your seats until after the recessional, including the class of 2019, has cleared the center aisle. Join us at the Howard Miller Student Center campus lawn for a reception honoring today's graduates. Special legacy photos will be taken on the steps of Greenville Hall. Now, would you please rise for the singing of the alma mater found in your program, and remain standing for the benediction.
Congratulations, class of 2019. Now receive this blessing and benediction. As we send you forth from this place, I pray God's blessing rest upon you. May God's love light up your life. May God's hope spring from your hearts as you look towards tomorrow. May you find your God-given calling in a life committed to service and grace. May your days be filled with great adventures and discoveries, and may you live, love, and give of your best to the glory of eternal God. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reception will now be in the Lutheran Heritage Room inside the Howard Miller Student Center.